Yo guys, what is up? Funko has released their shared retailer list. We've seen all the reveals for each day. Now the most important question that's on a lot of people's minds is which ones are going to be hot and which ones are going to be not. We're going to talk about this in this video right here, and then we're also going to be talking about at the end kind of my overall thoughts of the con, my impressions of the list, and how I think they're going to handle this virtual con. So let's get into it. Now before that, if you're seeing this video in your sub feed, your sub box, and you're wondering how you got subscribed to me or anything, I actually used to make Funko videos quite a while ago. I used to make kind of reviews, unboxings, hunts in stores and all that, but I had stopped because I had went to college, and I didn't really have any time to be making any of those videos anymore. Now time has passed, I've graduated from college, and I do have time to be making those videos again, and making videos about collectibles or Funko products, unboxings, talking about stuff, theories, all that stuff is something I've been wanting to get into more and more. It's kind of been this passion that's been burning up inside of me and been kind of refueling, because I've always had this passion to create stuff, and videos and video editing and stuff like that is something that I've always enjoyed on my downtime. So if you're seeing this, please stay subscribed. There's going to be a lot more videos coming from me, a lot more different types of videos within collectibles and Funko too, not just kind of unboxings or impressions or stuff like that. So if you enjoy the video, stay subbed, leave a like, leave a comment to what you think about what I'm talking about. Let's get into it. So as far as going into it with what's hot, what not, how this is going to be handled, you're going to see first what's hot on the left side, then what's not on the left side, and then you're going to see an overall list at the end. So my first pick for what's going to be hot for this year is the Anchorman Pops. Now these are the first time that we're seeing this line being made into Funko products, and these are the first characters that we're seeing being made. As far as if they're going to be released as commons down the road, who knows? But I think because these are going to be Comic-Con exclusives, these are the only ones that are revealed at the moment, I think these are going to be hot. People are going to want these. People are going to want to complete the whole set as it is right now, so they're going to be going for the 5. And we see 3 out of the 4 characters within Anchorman being released here. Now later down the road, if they do release the other characters, people are going to be wanting these. They're going to be sold out. They're going to have to either try to trade for them, find them on eBay, find them on Mercari or anything. So this is something that should be on your list if you're looking for what's hot. Now up next for what's hot is Marty Mcfly checking his watch. The reason I believe this is going to be one of the hot pops for this year, there are commons that are set to release, and I think some of them have released at certain stores, and also as we've seen with New York Comic Con, I think it was one of the characters in the hazmat suit. I don't know if it was Doc Brown or Marty, but that one is doing well right now. I think it's sitting somewhere around the $50 or $60 range. Now this one I think people are going to be wanting. It is a different type of mold from the new commons that are being released. I think it looks pretty cool. People love Back to the Future. People love that nostalgia. So I think this is one that should be on your radar if you're looking for what's going to be hot this year. Now up next we have Iron Bob from Jay and Silent Bob, the reboot movie. This one I think is probably one of the coolest molds for what's being released this year. I think it's real cool that it looks like how the first Iron Man suit looked within the Iron Man 1 movie. As we've seen in the past, the Jay and Silent Bob Pops have done pretty well. They've kept their value. They've been becoming more and more sought after. I think the last time we saw one was New York Comic Con, I want to say. I could be wrong, but it was the Blunt Man and Chronic 2-pack. Now that one sold out pretty quick, and every time it restocked, it sold out quick, and its value just kept going up and up. So I think this is going to be one that people are going to want to go after because they see the Jay and Silent Bob Pops are doing pretty well. They're going to want to complete their collection. So I think this is one that's going to end up selling out quick. Now up next we have Stanley as Hugh Hefner from Iron Man 1. Now this is from that little cameo scene where Iron Man's walking into the building and he pats Stanley on the shoulder and he says, "Looking good, Hugh," or "Looking good, Hef." And this is one that I think will be sought after. It's going to be pretty hot. People love Stanley, you know, rest in peace. People love the cameo pops. They're pretty cool. They usually end up making really good molds for them. This is one of the cool looking Marvel ones that are going to be released at the con. And I think this is actually going to, I have the list on my side. This is going to Target. Now Target can always be hit or miss. It can sell out real quick or it can take a while. I think this is one that's going to sell out real quick, and then people are going to want that con sticker, so I think it's going to sell out on the Funko shop too if they put it on the Funko shop. Now up next we have Black Lightning. Pretty self-explanatory why I think this is going to be a hot one for the year. It's a limited edition 3,000 piece exclusive. That's a real small number for what they've been making lately. Like, I would say even comparable to how big their fan base is now. I would say somewhere even between like 6,000 to 8,000 is real low. So making it a 3,000 piece exclusive, this one's going to sell out instantly. This is one that's going to be out within seconds, like 3 seconds it's sold out. So good luck to you if you're trying to get this one. I might release a video on the future to show you guys how to actually speed up the process within the Funko shop checkout. So keep an eye out for that one, and hopefully that helps you get this one if this one's on your list. Now up next we have Yzma's cat. This one's going to box lunch. Reason I think this one's going to be hot, it's a new mold. It's from a movie that doesn't have a lot of pops at all, and it's from a movie that a lot of people love. I think this is one of the more creative looking ones. It's from that scene where Yzma gets turned into a cat. There's a lot of Disney fans out there. There's a lot of collectors out there who collect anything in between Disney and Pixar and completionists. So I think this one's going to go pretty fast. Box lunches, I know, just recently started opening up all their stores. So depending on how that affects their stock, if there's a low stock amount, this one's definitely going to sell out quick. It's going to be hard to get. And again, people are going to want that Comic-Con sticker to get. So I think this is one that's going to be selling out quick and the one that's going to be hot. Now, the next one on my list here for what's going to be hot is Scaramouche from Samurai Jack. I apologize if I'm saying that wrong or mispronouncing it. This one, I think, is going to be hot for multiple reasons. It's going to Toy Tokyo. Now, as we've seen in the past, Toy Tokyo has either had releases that have been like mass produced and they take almost a full day to sell out, as we saw last year at last year's Comic-Con, or it can sell out within like minutes and then they won't restock, and it'll just be random restocks that you'll have to be somewhat lucky to get. This can be hit or miss, but I think regardless of that, people really love the Samurai Jack line. The other Samurai Jack pops have been going up. They've been selling out pretty quick, and people are going to want this to complete their collection. People love that nostalgia factor, and this is no different, as people grew up watching Samurai Jack on Cartoon Network. So this is one that I'm going to be keeping an eye out, and I think it's pretty much going to be a hot pop for this year. Now up next we have Michelangelo with the San Diego Comic-Con Surfboard. Now this one is the first new mold that they have made in a while for the Ninja Turtles. All the original Ninja Turtle pops have been vaulted, retired. They're starting to go up in price. I think they're somewhere like around the $30 range. Now this one is the first one that people are going to be able to get their hands on at retail price, and people are going to want that. A lot of people don't like paying resale for stuff, or don't like paying that marked up price. So they're going to be going after this one just to say that they have at least one of the new Ninja Turtle pops and they got it for retail. And it's going up on the Funko shop too. Two factors that are going to make this one sell out. So this one's definitely going to be hot for this year. Now again, another self-explanatory one for why this is going to be a hot pop for the year. Limited to 1,000 pieces. I don't think it's going to be one that kind of is one that sells out quick because of how this is being handled. You have to have a membership with the Comic-Con Museum, and I think it has to be either a $500 and up membership. So people are going to be buying this just to buy it, and they're going to be selling it to make back their money. So I see this honestly settling somewhere around like the $600 to $700 range, because people are going to be wanting to make back their money for the membership, and they're going to be wanting to come out with a profit. So this is, I think, going to be like the mega grail for this year, with the highest priced at least. Now up next we have Bakugan. Now this one's going to Hot Topic, and the reason why I think this one compared out of this one and Goku is going to be the more sought after one, or the hot one, is because this is the first time we're seeing Bakugan with his mask, and this is technically him in his full hero suit. I know the common did have him without the mask and in his hero suit, but this one is full on with the mask, kind of like a battle pose, him using his quirk. This one, I know there's a lot of My Hero Academia fans out there, so I think that's going to help for this one to sell out. And just overall, pretty cool looking, as we've seen with other My Hero Academia pops. They're selling out quick. We saw Dobby, that's like a $100 pop now. We saw kind of All Might Glow in the Dark, that's pretty up there now. People are going to be expecting some of these to be hitting that grail status, and I think people are going to be buying this expecting it to be the next one to hit that grail status, so that's why this one's going to be hot. And the final one on my list here is Super Tails and Supersonic. This one kind of almost self-explanatory in its way. The main reason why I chose this is because at E3 they had released another super variant for the Sonic the Hedgehog line, and that one's pretty up there in price. And this is also the first time we're seeing Tails in a new mold. The only other pop out there for Tails is the old retired one, which looks pretty simple, pretty bland. This is a new updated one. It's a 2-pack. It looks pretty cool. People are going to want to complete their sets. People are going to want to buy this thinking this is going to be at the same price as the one that released at E3, hitting that like hundreds of dollar mark. So I think this one, expect this one to sell out. Expect this one to go quick. Definitely going to be a hot one for this year, and it also looks pretty cool as well. Now getting into what's not going to be hot for this year, this is my not list. This list isn't as long as the hot list. There's only, I think, like around 8 of them. But starting it off, we have Vexalia from Critical Role. I don't think this is going to be hot. I think this is going to be more of a not, and it's going to sit on the website. I think this is going to Best Buy because not a lot of people know what Critical Role is. Not a lot of people know what this character is. They kind of just threw it in randomly at the end of the reveals. So I think people are kind of like, they don't know what this is. They don't think that this is going to be selling out quick, so not a lot of people are going to go for it. So that's why it's on my not list. Now up next, we have Wade Wilson, aka Weapon 11, technically. This is from the Wolverine movie that a lot of people hate. A lot of people hate that film. A lot of people hated how Wade Wilson ended up looking at the end. You know, some people might get this just for the meme of it, or some people might get this because, you know, even though it was horrid, it still is a huge pop culture thing, especially within the Marvel and X-Men universe. I just think it doesn't look good. They actually had revealed how this looks out of box. The head and the body have like 2 different shade colors. I'm not going to get this. I don't expect a lot of people to go after this one. I don't see it being a hot one. Now up next, we have Dark Captain Marvel. This one's going to Amazon. Reason I think this one isn't going to be hot, a lot of the other Captain Marvel pops haven't been doing really good. They're not up there in price. Not a lot of people are going after them. It is a cool colorway for this mold. I always love it red and black, but I just think this isn't something that people are going to be eyeing after or really trying to get. Now up next, a lot of people might not agree with me on this one. I have Cyborg Superman. It is a cool mold, but I just think in general, you know, DC pops haven't been doing too well. This might have to do with the sudden break in movies. You know, the only Superman that we've been seeing is Henry Cavill Superman. And I just think from the past of how the other Superman variants have been doing, they haven't been doing too hot. They haven't been keeping their value. They've been kind of just sitting. So I don't think this one should be any different from that. It is a cool looking mold, but just nothing about it really stands out to me. Personally, I just think this isn't going to be a hot one for this year. Now, another one that might surprise a lot of people. Here we have Dwight as Cyclops. This is, I think, the second Cyclops that they've released. And as you might see, the first Cyclops is actually sitting in a lot of stores. This might just have to do with how much stock they made. But nothing about this one actually just really stands out to me. I think there's a third Cyclops. That one looks cooler in my opinion to me. I think that one's going to be more of like a hot pop. This one, though, just kind of looks simple to me. You know, Funko's treating Dwight as they do with Batman. They're making a bunch of variants for him. Office collectors, of course, are going to want it, but I just think this is pretty bland looking. It's another Dwight variant, and I don't think it's going to end up doing too well. Now, up next is Alien from the Remix line. This is Alien as Kevin. I just don't like how this one looks, to be honest. I don't think this is going to be a hot one. If this is a limited one, which there's low stock numbers, of course it's going to be hot, but just based off of how it is at its face, it looks weird. Alien has that really dead-eyed stare going on there, and then it looks like Kevin's kind of just eating his face. So I don't think this is going to be a hot one for this year. It's a not. Now up next we have Toucan. I don't think this is going to be a hot one, especially considering out of the 3 that have been released for the con, this one is the most kind of bland looking one in my opinion. We saw last year there was another Toucan variant that was released. That one didn't do well. That one at first was pretty sought after. People were wanting to buy it, especially at the con. But if you look at it now, it's kind of just sitting there. You can find it pretty easily. And out of the 3 that were released, I think the astronaut variants are the coolest looking one. You know, it has that San Diego Comic-Con flag. This one, just nothing really stands out to me. I think that it's pretty much going to sit on the Funko Shop website. Again, unless they produce very little amounts of these, but I just think that it's not going to be hot. And then finally, here we have the Flocked Mewtwo, which is going to the Funko Shop, actually. Reason why I don't think this one is going to be hot, I understand what they're going for with the Flocked Pokemon Pops. I think they're supposed to be more of like a plushy look, but Mewtwo's supposed to be a hairless cat. Why would they flock something that's hairless? I just don't get it. I think that's why this one's gonna sit. Some of the flocked Pokemon Pops have been selling, but as we've seen from some of the other cons, they've been sitting up there. I think you can actually get the flocked Bulbasaur still on Amazon. I think it's even discounted, so I don't think this one will be any different. I think this one's gonna sit. Nothing really stands out about this. It's just a flocked version of the common mold. Doesn't make sense why it's flocked, but it is what it is for that. Now that's going to finish up my hot and not list. As you can see, everything here I have for hot and not. Again, this is purely just my opinion based off of this, you know, and at the end of the day, when it comes release date, I could be completely wrong. It could be flip sides. What's hot, what I thought was going to be hot, is not what's hot. What I thought was not going to be hot is what's hot. It could be completely random. This is just, again, my point of view. And again, this varies. This can be completely thrown off of a stock count. If they produce such a little amount for one figure, that automatically will put it in the hot category. You know, that's just really how it is with collecting, and with how big of Funko's fan base and community is. You know, there's hundreds of thousands of us out there that collect, and if they put something up that has 4,000 pops, you know, that's gonna sell out pretty much instantly. So it's pretty much my opinion at the end of the day. Come release date, please don't come back to this and be like, oh, you got it wrong. Again, this is my opinion. I could get it wrong 100%. I could get it right, and go either way. It's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think, though, about my list. Let me know if you guys disagree, why you disagree. I like to read the comments. You know, I like to get involved in conversation and stuff like that. So yeah, just let me know. Now, before we finish this video out there, I kind of just wanted to give my final thoughts about this virtual con, Funko's release for Comic-Con and all that. Now, I do enjoy a handful of the Pops that are being released. I think they have real cool molds. I think they're pretty unique, and it's within that Comic-Con theme, you know, like this is the con where we get big releases like Pops we've been waiting to get. Now, that being said, and we have to take into account, we're living still in the middle of a pandemic. You know, Funko's factories have also taken a hit with how much they can produce, and Funko themselves has taken a hit with them having to lay off a lot of people. Now, this is what I believe has led to why we've gotten what we've got for the Funko release list, and if there's a limited amount being made for each item. In my opinion, what ended up happening, I think, is that a good amount of these were supposed to be released for this year's Comic-Con. I think they had full intention of releasing these for Comic-Con. But what I think ended up happening is that a lot of the other ones were supposed to be regular common releases or regular store exclusive releases, and Funko either was behind on what they could make and they already had these commons and store exclusives ready. So I think what happened is they just pushed those for Comic-Con, and they're taking it more of an approach as they would rather have something rather than nothing, which could also explain why we only see 50 items compared to, I think last year there was like over 70 items or something like that. Now, I completely understand it. I'm not complaining about it. Like, I'm not saying Funko's terrible for this. It's just my opinion on why I think we're seeing what we're seeing, and the small list compared to last year. Now, going on to what this virtual con is going to be, I don't think it's going to be similar to what we saw for WonderCon and Emerald City Comic Con, which were kind of like a stay-at-home con experience. You know, we got the social media team that was doing a lot of things. They were doing live streams, giveaways, stuff like that. But as we've seen, because of the layoffs, there is no social media team now. They lost a lot of their employees, actually. So I think, like, I'm hoping this ends up being an actual virtual con where they have live streams, stuff like that. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's just only where they put up the Pops the day of that they're supposed to be live and they call it a day. Because it's a tough time right now that we're all living through, and a lot of us understand that, but some of us don't, and we need to understand that. So as I'm recording this, I realized I didn't read through the whole Funko blog article covering Virtual Con, and they say that they're going to include activations, with guests, and more. With that being said, I still don't think it's going to be something that we've seen before, like how it was with Emerald City Comic Con and WonderCon. That's because of the loss of the social media team. Now, I don't know if they're going to be doing live streams. They didn't say specifically that there was going to be a live stream or anything. I anticipate there might be something, but who knows? These activations might just be like giveaways or stuff like that, and these special guests might just be videos that they put up specifically on their page, and it might not just be a live stream. and it just might be those things on their page along with just putting the pops up. And then also tagging on to this, I know the question of Fundays is in the air on whether Fundays is happening, what type of Fundays it's going to be if it's happening. Will they do a live stream? Will they release a box of fun? And I understand why people are asking. You know, it's become this thing with San Diego Comic-Con. Like, it's almost like you can't have San Diego Comic-Con without Fundays, and you can't have Fundays without San Diego Comic-Con. And if there weren't already issues with Funko having to fire a lot of people, them having factory issues with producing how much they could produce, I would say, yeah, they're probably going to put on some sort of live stream. But after the fact, now that all this stuff has happened, I don't think a Fundays is going to happen, at least in the sense of a live stream where they do something. The most I see them doing is they put up the boxes of fun just randomly, because that way they won't take a hit. And I know with the in-person Fundays, they actually lose money putting that on. They do that completely for the fans, and they lose money doing that. So I could see them doing the boxes of fun, because that way at least they're not losing money. Like, they'll put them up for like $45 or however much they were. And this is only if they have the pops ready, by the way. If they have them ready, I could see them doing this. If they don't, I don't think we're getting a Fundays this year, which is going to suck. It's going to sting, but it is what it is. You know, it's understandable why it's happening. So if you made it this far into the video, made it to the end, I appreciate you guys for watching this. This is like my first video back on YouTube after so many years. So if you're subscribed already, please stay subscribed. There's going to be a lot more content coming out regarding Funko and collectibles. If you're new to the channel here, and this is your first time seeing a video ever from me, please subscribe, you know, leave a like, leave a comment on what you thought I said. You know, I'm really excited to coming back to doing videos. It's something I've always enjoyed. I enjoy everything from making the thumbnails to making the photos I use to video editing, just all of that. Like, it's something that I thoroughly enjoy and something that I have fun doing. So I can't wait to create more videos for you guys. There should be one coming out pretty soon on top of my Comic-Con experience. I'm going to do a video on that. But there's going to be different videos. Make sure to stay tuned, guys. Thank you for watching. Have an awesome day.